For an update on the reaction to the devastation, we're joined by Gift of the Givers Eastern Cape Provincial Coordinator Corene Conradie. A very good evening to you, Corene. Thank you so much for your time. The heavy rains and strong winds continue to leave a trail of destruction. As an organization, I know you continue to provide support on the ground. What are you encountering during this devastation?
Very good evening to you. Correct word you are using, devastation, and numbers are increasing. As of yesterday, today, our list in the Buffalo City municipality has risen to 3,000 households. Our teams have been inundated with calls in both BCM and the Nelson Mandela Bay, where over 3,000 people have been affected. And currently, our team is assisting at 8 shelters in the Nelson Mandela Bay area. In Buffalo City municipality, today we also received calls not just from communities but also old age homes where bedding have been flooded, mattresses are wet and elderly with nowhere to go. So we are assisting both the communities and the old age homes. Also, we visited today an area where 300 families are living at a dumping site. But of course, with all that rubbish and the water streams coming down, it's flooding people's homes, putting people's lives in danger.
What kind of assistance are you providing?
Our immediate relief package consists of a food parcel. Of course, many people are in need of warm blankets and mattresses, as well as warm clothing, as many people, their houses have been flooded, clothing have been affected, water being washed through their homes, causing a loss to food and furniture. So we have been delivering blankets, mattresses, foods, and as well with the weather warning still at a level 6, our teams are continuing to monitor the situation on the ground.
What kind of contingency measures do you think need to be put in place? Because yes, we are learning that these downpours are expected to continue.
People need to be placed in permanent housing structures, which have been indicated by the executive mayor of the Buffalo City municipality. We have been assisting with floods for the last few years in these areas, and it's been the same areas that have been flooded constantly. People are building on the riverbanks and on the flood line, and fortunately, it is indicated that land has been identified. We are aware that the MEC of Human Settlements will be on the ground and visiting these areas, and that couldn't come soon enough. People need to be moved a higher up place of safety. Otherwise, these floods will continue to affect these areas and these people.
Yeah, I would also imagine that you're dealing with heavy emotions here as people lose their homes and lose their personal belongings, and of course, you know, young and old being affected. Talk to us about some of the conversations you're having and the reaction you're seeing on the ground for people who have suffered so much loss.
Especially, we are looking at people who are living with disabilities, people on chronic medication, and of course children. Yesterday we had 100% rain, and even today there was heavy rains pouring while people were standing in long queues. Some of the people had their pajamas on since yesterday, which were the only clothing they had on their bodies. And children haven't eaten. We have seen while people are waiting in line, those on chronic medication had epileptic seizures with no food to eat. And while waiting in line, people were drenched. And while we are delivering aid, you know, the sand are slippery. So it's also becoming a risky situation. People are walking from far. As we have central points of distribution, you see people coming in wheelchairs, people on crutches. That is absolutely heartbreaking to see. And people are concerned as more rains predicted, about 80 to 90% for tomorrow. And we have also visited sheds where people refuse to evacuate their homes, and these homes are unstable at the moment, which I can confirm as I have personally visited these families and literally on the brink of collapsing.
People refusing to vacate their homes in the face of danger, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But of course, there is a great sense of attachment, or perhaps trust factors that come with why they don't want to move.
Yes, we have asked them, and many people is concerned about their safety at the various shelters, of course, for women and children, and there's no privacy. And also with past experiences, while they are housed in these shelters of safety, their belongings back in the shacks are being stolen by other community members, which is absolutely devastating when you are facing disasters, to be able to worry about your belongings at home. And we do urge communities that when we are faced with disasters, to come together and to support each other. And issues like this, we should not be faced. In the Nelson Mandela Bay, fortunately, they have over 20 shelters of safety, and these shelters are packed with people. Good security measures are taken there to ensure the safety of these families as well.
Corene, as you gave us an update yesterday, you spoke about other stakeholders who are supporting, the community, as well as assisting those who lost their personal belongings, like ID documents, or perhaps those who need access to medication. I mean, you speak about the chronic medication, which is much needed. How has today gone insofar as access and that sort of chain of ensuring that there is some sort of assistance?
All the community leaders has put the affected families, or the number of people on a list that are diagnosed or are on chronic medication, and those lists have been sent out to the clinics. In the morning, our team will do another update at the various collection points for aid, and we will then advise in the morning. Also, another update today that I have to mention to you is we are working closely with the search and rescue teams, and as of yesterday, they were searching for a 21-year-old, sadly, whose body was retrieved in the Nervoon Dam this afternoon.
Yeah, I know that there have been some extraordinary rescue operations carried out by the NSRI and police. I mean, you speak about that devastation and tragic event. What sort of psychosocial, psychological assistance is there for those who have lost their loved ones as they try, of course, and battle with losing their homes and also losing people who are dear to them?
When in the event of the disaster, right now everyone is just focusing on safety and mop-up operations and getting aid that they do need. And we are working with various counsellors. Gift of the Givers have a counselling care line, and in the Eastern Cape we've got trauma counsellors as well. And when we continue to second phase delivery of aid, after the immediate relief, we do advise people to seek assistance. And we have seen in the past that hardly happens. It's not something people do reach out to, but we do offer counseling for those who have lost loved ones. You can imagine, while losing your house or partially losing your house and losing loved ones, it is absolutely devastating at this moment.
Yeah, devastating indeed. Thank you so much for that update. Gift of the Givers Eastern Cape Provincial Coordinator Corene Conradie, bringing us up to speed with some of the tragic updates that are unfolding on this developing story, which we do continue to monitor out in the Eastern Cape.